So this one might be a tricky one. You have two radicals. You have another term in there. I have one radical on the left and one radical on the right. Now when you have two radicals, you want to split them up so that one's on each side. I'm going to go ahead and square. Oh, I always do it in orange. Square this left side and square the right side. Now you might be asking, well, how do I know which radical is more complex, which one to isolate? They're both kind of the same here. I mean, the one on the right has 2x plus 6, so it's got a little bit more. But they both have two terms, so I don't know that it makes a big difference. I'm just going to, since they gave me the equation this way, I'm just going to go with the way they gave it to me. I'm going to square both sides. On the right-hand side, that works out. That one's nice. Let's do that part now. So the square root and the square, those undo each other, so I just have 2x plus 6. Okay, so that's the good part. But the left, I have to square that out. So I'm going to take this part, the square root of x minus, the square root of x minus 1, and I'm going to square it. Then it's going to be plus. It's plus because that addition sign right there. So I'm actually using the formula. You can do the smiley face thing too, but I wanted you to see what was going on. I'm using that formula. So my a is the square root of x minus 1. So I'm squaring that. Plus 2 times a. That's my a. And then b is 2. This is my b over here. Plus 2 squared. Okay, so it's kind of messy on the left, but not too bad on the right. Okay, so what happens here on the first part? Well, the square root and the square, they take care of each other, so you just get x minus 1. Plus, now I have 4, because this 2 times that 2, I kind of had to do some rearranging. Square root of x minus 1 plus 4. Equals 2x plus 6. So that's still the messy part, the part over on the left. Now, there's one thing I can do here. That negative 1 and that 4, I can combine those. So I get x plus, I'll just put 3, plus 4 square root x minus 1. Not doing a lot with that 4 times the square root of x minus 1 right now. Okay, so we're on our way. We got rid of one radical sign. Okay, now I'm going to subtract the x on both sides. I'm going to subtract this 3 on both sides. And then that's going to give me on the left 4 times the square root of x minus 1 equals x plus 3. Okay, so this time I have a 4 in front of the radical, and I don't really want to divide both sides by 4. You can, but I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because it doesn't go in nicely to x plus 3, which is too bad because the others, the other examples it worked out, but here it's not really working out for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the square root. I have to do that by squaring both sides. Now you might be worried about the 4, but that's okay. We'll take care of the 4. Okay. What you have to do is you just have to square the 4. And you could have done this on the other problems as well. So you'd have 16 times x minus 1. Now this part, let's see, this part right here, that's being squared. So the square root and the square, they take care of each other. So you still have a 4 in front, which is 16 when you square it, times the x minus 1. Now what do we get on the right-hand side? Well, that's a binomial. We have to square this out. So x squared plus 2 times the x times the 3, if you follow the formula, plus the 3 squared. Okay, so a little more work to do. I'll distribute on the left, 16x minus 16. X on the right, x squared plus 6x plus 9. This is a quadratic equation, so I got to get everything on one side. Subtract the 16x and add the 16. Okay, so now I have 0 on the left equals x squared minus 10x plus 25. And that actually is a perfect square trinomial, but 0 equals, however you want to write it, it's x minus 5 times x minus 5, or you could put x minus 5 squared. But you're only going to get one solution here. You're going to get x equals 5. Okay? So 5 would make each of those factors 0. All right, so that was kind of a big process to do all that, but at least we got an answer. But now we have to check it. We only have one answer, so we only have to do the check once. And I knew that was going to take so much room, so I wrote the equation again. So we're checking 5. We're checking to see if 5 works. Okay. Square root of 5 minus 1 plus 2 equals the square root of 2 times 5 plus 6. Well, the square root of 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. Square root of 4 is 2. 10 plus 6 is 16. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And the square root of 16 is 4. So it did work. Okay? Sometimes students do this problem, a problem like this, and they get all the way through and it doesn't work and they feel really sad. But it's okay as long as you're doing it correctly and you're getting the right answer, you know, that's okay. But this time it works. So the answer is 5. That is a long, tricky, hard problem. But you got to do at least one of them. Okay.